Ah, the Daily Bugle, the jewel of Marvel fans and the envy of DC fans. While indeed a modern Lego marvel, with its 3,700 pieces, 25 minifigures, and a height of 33 inches, there's just always been something that I didn't quite like about it, and I think that's its scale. You can see that this skyscraper only has 4 floors, and each floor is really tall. Compared to the police station and the boutique hotel, its floors are much taller than the other two. I mean, just look at where the second floor lines up. 2 floors on the Daily Bugle are almost as tall as 3 on the police station and are taller than the entire 3-story boutique hotel. Now, if this is a standalone set or if you use it as a play set, then it's probably not that big of a deal. However, in a Lego city, I just don't think it works the best. I'm pretty sure the reason it only has 4 floors is due to this rail piece that's used on the exterior. Run vertically, it spans 13 1/3 bricks high, but your average modular floor height is between 6 and 9 bricks. So, I attempted to fix this in my mock of the Daily Bugle. We see my version has 5 floors. These floors are much shorter than the original ones and are now much closer to the height of floors from other modulars. I've also lowered the extended back section down to just the first floor. In the original set, this went halfway up the building, giving it 2 skinny floors on top of 2 fat floors, which, again, didn't quite look right to me. Now, the Daily Bugle building from the comics had that stair-step design, and I think that's what the Lego set was attempting, even though there was just 1 stair-step. However, I think my design, with 1 fat floor and 4 skinny floors on top, creates the appearance of a much taller building. I did make instructions for this Daily Bugle mock that are available on Rebrickable, and if you're interested in building my version, I'll leave a link for you in the description. While I tried to keep this an alt build, I ended up needing some extra pieces, mainly because these double modified bricks are 1 2/3 bricks high, and create some alignment issues. But I was able to minimize the extra pieces needed to just 2 types. You'll need 30 1x1 bricks, and 51 1x1 plates, both in light bluish gray. That might sound like a lot, but I got all of them on Bricklink for about $4. You can also use other colors from your collection, as most of them will be pretty hidden from the outside, but I think a few extra dollars is worth the effort. I will mention that converting this from 4 floors to 5 floors means that those rail pieces now span more than a single floor. Thus, it's not quite as modular as the original. However, because of the original set's design, where you remove the front windows to get inside, I don't think it's that big of a deal at all, especially since the building will likely just sit static in a Lego city anyway. And it's still really easy to access each floor. The only differences are that the middle 3 floors are connected, and you have to slide the floors down in between the protruding rails. The first floor is pretty much the same, with the breakout wall feature and its other details. I fixed the misaligned connection point here so it connects with other modulars now, and I moved the giant bugle down from the roof to sit above the entrance awning. This gives a more streamlined look at the top, which we'll see in a bit. I also switched around these giant TV screens so we can see inside the new floor better. And the new floor is located right here at the second level. It's similar to the other floors and just uses the pieces that I removed to make them shorter. The right side is in a little disarray and the floor is crumbled up. And you could easily tile this part over if you wanted. I was just trying to minimize the extra parts that were needed. It still has some elevator doors, and there's also the door that leads out to the balcony on the backside. The left side comprises of half of the interior of the original reporter level. When I made that floor skinnier, 2 of the desks didn't quite fit anymore, so I moved them down here. That reporter's level is now a skinny 3rd floor, and you can see what I meant about there not being enough space. Besides that, it's pretty much the same as before. The 2nd and 3rd floors are connected, while the 4th floor is on tiles and jumpers. However, the exterior rails do span all 3 of these floors, so you'll have to remove those if you want to detach the 4th floor. But like I said, it's still easy to remove the front and get access inside, so there's not really a need to unstack each floor. Although you will need to take the top facade off first before removing the front of the middle 3 floors. The 4th floor is pretty much the same, with the copy room and Peter's office. You probably noticed that I reconstructed the exploding front window too. You should still be able to have it in the exploding version, but I didn't try that yet because I preferred undestroyed. The 5th and top floor still comes off separately, and you can easily rest it on the exterior rails that protrude downward. This floor is also mostly unchanged, with the receptionist desk and Jameson's office. The back of this floor still has the billboard, but I did move the AC unit down to the 3rd floor just for some better balance. The roof still comes off separately, but has some noticeable changes. Now these changes are optional, and you can keep it the way it was in the set. However, I thought the original design was too tall and too wide, and again, just wasn't quite at the right scale. So I ditched the water tower, which I thought was too big, and I shortened the antenna by 1 support column. And finally, I lowered the big Daily Bugle sign and wrapped it around the corner of the building. I think this streamlines the skyscraper a lot better and allows the sign to be seen from various angles in the city. I think I've seen a sign like this in real life, but I couldn't find an example of it, so let me know in the comments if you know what building I might be thinking of. Originally I thought about changing the name of the skyscraper to the Daily Brick, but that needed some extra pieces and would also need a custom sticker above the entrance. I also like the big TV screens out front and didn't want to remove or change those. And that's my version of the Daily Bugle. I think it has much better proportions now and will scale better in a Lego city. But let me know what you think. I imagine a lot of people are really attached to the original version and wouldn't want to change it. However, I think there's probably others out there like me who might prefer this version. I do have other MOCs on my channel if you want to check out one of those next, and the instructions for this MOC can be found in the comments. Lastly, I hope y'all have a marvelous day.